My name is Anand Prakash. I am member of the jury for SATEA 2025.
Anandji, as a member of jury, how do you evaluate whether the problem statement clearly explains what the issue is, when it started, and where it occurs?
I think that's a very interesting question because, as you know, if the problem is right, then the solution can be right or wrong. But if the problem is wrong, then the solution has to be wrong. So that is why in this project evaluation, this problem definition becomes very, very critical. To see whether the problem has been really identified, the first and foremost is what is the problem? That what can be addressed, how focused and precise definition of the problem has been put up. Second aspect comes is that whether some trend has been analyzed, when was first identified and how long the problem stayed. So that gives us a time zone or a time period where the problem had happened. The third dimension which comes up is that in the whole process, where exactly this problem is appearing, so that we know precisely which business area, which business process this problem is occurring. If we get to know the what, where, and when of the problem, and in a measurable way, in a specific manner, the problem is articulated, is quite likely that problem has been understood.
Okay, well, that's a very important point that we need to identify the problem statement first correctly. Sir, what helps you confirm that the team has correctly identified who is impacted by the problem or opportunity?
Again, very interesting. See, problem for the problem's sake is of no use. So in the project evaluation, we also have something called a stakeholder analysis. Now, in the stakeholder, we get to know whether the problem is really helping somebody in terms of reducing their pain or increasing their comfort. If it is an opportunity, then it becomes all the more challenging because we need to know who are the prospective beneficiary of the opportunity which is being handled, especially in the proactive cases. So this is one way to look at it. Second is that at every stage of the project, whether the analysis is being carried out, whether the possible solutions are being evaluated, whether the impact analysis is being carried out, at every point there is a cross check with what the original problem was defined. Okay. Because we have noted sometimes the project team actually deviates from where we started and what is getting solved. So a cross check and cross verification with what the problem definition was, what the problem objective was, I think becomes very, very important in the entire evaluation cycle. And in the end, finally, it's a validation of what is the solution and how it actually addresses the problem which was identified.
Excellent.
So that way it is very important.
So as a member of jury, in your experience so far of the projects that you have judged, are teams identifying the problems correctly and also knowing its impact?
So if I give you an example, in fact, in the recent session only, the project which I had evaluated, so they started with multiple challenges. And they also solved it. And the one comment which we gave that you need to be precise. So unless you have the precise, what happens, the solution also gets scattered. And the problem gets scattered is impact gets reduced. So there are cases where there are very, very clear articulation of their problem statement. And when they have a clear articulation and they have also have a measurable attribute to that problem statement, it helps them also in execution of the project. So problem definition actually is the crux of the solution. And I'll again repeat, if your problem is right, the solution may be right or wrong. But if problem is wrong, then your solution has to be wrong, will be wrong, whatever effort you make it.
Thank you very much, Anandji, for sharing those words of wisdom.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.